Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
I'm Brian Sanders.
And I'm Molly Hendrickson with an update from Denver 7.
Many mountain towns are now concerned with flooding from the snowmelt from avalanches all winter long. Frisco has sandbags available for people in town just in case the water levels get too high. They also have a backhoe on standby in case debris starts to dam. Meanwhile, in Hinsdale County, officials held a community meeting on Tuesday to update the town on possible flood concerns there.
So let's send it over to Lisa now with a check on the weather conditions in store for today.
It's another cloudy, another gray day. You can see here from City Park, everything is really green because we've had so much rain and snow in spots this week, but still no sunshine. We are going to see an improvement tomorrow, but today still pretty cool and unsettled. Starting off this morning with our temperatures near 40 degrees. We're going to get likely to near 50 this afternoon between about 4 and 5 o'clock under still some cloud cover, and there will be a chance for, again, more scattered showers later this afternoon through the early evening. Normal high is 74, so obviously a far cry from that. Now take a look at the Super 7 day. There will once again be a risk of severe weather right in through the middle of the country, east of Colorado, from Texas through Oklahoma, Kansas into Missouri. We're going to see another round of tornadoes and potentially some large hail later today and then again into tonight in spots that have already been hit hard with deadly tornadoes this past couple of days. Tomorrow, it does start to break up that pattern. We're going to see a warmer change on Friday, close to 70 Friday, and then 75 on Saturday. The Rockies are back this weekend. Great timing with the weather. You're going to find tomorrow night, first pitch is at 67 degrees, and then by the end of the game, we'll be in the upper 50s, nice and dry with some clear skies out at Coors Field. Sunday, 75, and then on Saturday, 75, and then on Sunday, we'll be at about 78 degrees. The difference this weekend is there will be a chance for some afternoon storms Sunday and Monday. And then on Monday for Memorial Day, we have the Boulder in Boulder, and Denver 7 is a proud sponsor. That morning at about 7 o'clock as things get going there at the starting line, we'll be at 50 degrees. It'll be dry and cool, and then some building clouds by noon. So the big ceremony that they have there in Folsom Field, we'll likely start to see some darker skies with then more afternoon storms, but most people should be out of the field by that point. The next coolest day, you guys, on this Super 7 day is on Tuesday, 63 degrees. That's doable, though. Not like the 30s and 40s that we saw earlier this week.
All right, thanks, Lisa. It looks like a record number of people will get out of Dodge this Memorial Day weekend.
Denver 7 reporter Eric Lufer is looking over this year's numbers from AAA.
Vacationers are expected to hit the road as early as this afternoon, and over the past few years, it seems like more and more people have decided to hit the road, a sign of the booming economy. Nearly 690,000 Coloradans are expected to drive more than 50 miles this weekend. Another 70,000 are expected to fly somewhere, and another 30,000 will travel by train, bus, and cruise ship. AAA says the number of drivers is the highest number ever recorded by AAA.
Memorial Day is the kind of the kickoff to the summer driving season. When the weather's good, people like to get in their cars. I think America is still very much a car culture. When we look at why so many people are traveling, though, it's really tied to consumer confidence and rising wages.
So when are the worst times to drive for the holiday? AAA says tonight, tomorrow morning, and tomorrow night. So that means the travelers will be mixing in with the evening and morning commuters, which is only going to make the traffic headaches worse. I'm Eric Lufer, Denver 7.
While Memorial Day weekend means a long weekend for many, it's important to remember why we celebrate it. It's to honor those men and women who have died serving our country. And this morning, Fort Carson will honor those brave soldiers today during a memorial ceremony. Starts at 10. It will be at the Mountain Post Warrior Memorial, and 4 soldiers' names will be added to that memorial today. They include Staff Sergeant Diabanjo St. Augustine and Sergeant Jason McClary, as well as Sergeant First Class Will Lindsay and Sergeant Joseph Collette. We certainly thank them for their ultimate sacrifice.
Today, the Douglas County School Board will meet to discuss how to spend the $10 million they promised to put towards school safety in the wake of the STEM shooting. It's a work session, so it's not open to the public. The Douglas County Sheriff says the district needs the funding for more school resource officers. Several parents are pushing for metal detectors, and others want armed teachers and administrators. Others still say $10 million isn't nearly enough. There will be a public hearing on this next Tuesday, May 28th. Meanwhile, students from STEM School Highlands Ranch are saying thank you to the men and women who responded to the shooting at their school. They hand-delivered these notes and gifts to the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office yesterday. One letter simply reading, "You saved us all."
This week, ApartmentGuide.com released its list of the 25 most expensive neighborhoods in America for renters, and one Denver neighborhood landed pretty high on that list.
Denver 7's Micah Smith is in that neighborhood with more.
To live in the Belcaro neighborhood, it'll cost you on average about $2,500 a month for a one-bedroom apartment. And that's what landed this neighborhood on Apartment Guide's list of most expensive neighborhoods for renters in America. We talked to rent expert Brian Carberry, who says things like the age of buildings in the neighborhood and upgrades, as well as walkability, all play a role in how much rent landlords will charge. And Carberry says across the board, rent prices are not going down.
In the past year, we did a report a couple months ago that kind of looked at rental trends from 2018, and we found that one-bedroom apartment rates actually jumped about 4% nationwide. Obviously, you're going to find different variances in different cities.
We also talked to a landlord in the neighborhood who told us when it comes to Belcaro's rent prices, amenities and features play a big role.
The schools are good. The area is nice, and this is centrally located with a half a mile to I-95. Stores right on Colorado Boulevard, Whole Food, Home Depot, everything is here. This is a perfect place, and if somebody works in Cherry Creek, maybe a half a mile away.
Carberry says if you want to live in a place like Belcaro, but you're not ready for that $2,500 a month price tag, opt for a smaller apartment building that may not have a dog park or a pool, but will have less rent in a nice neighborhood. Reporting in Belcaro, Micah Smith, Denver 7.
Micah, thank you. When it comes to paying mortgages on time, Coloradans are second to none. Last month, the share of all mortgage loans in our state that were past due by 30 days or more was 1.7%. That's according to the mortgage technology firm Black Knight. Colorado has had the lowest rate of mortgage delinquencies of any state for 26 months in a row.
In our Colorado, even the smallest, quirkiest things make us unique. That's why we want you to know you're in good company. What started as a cute attachment to your smartphone has now become an international sensation. Pop Sockets out of Boulder has a strong hold on the cell phone grip stand market. And as their founder explained, you see them everywhere for a reason.
You pull it out, and then you can hold it, and that way you can type, and you can hold on to it easier, and then you never drop your phone.
You might know them as the thingamajig attached to the back of a cell phone.
I swear by it.
A quarter-sized expandable grip from a company called Pop Sockets.
We're in the midst of a transition from a viral product to a global brand.
You make it look easy.
8 years ago, the idea stuck when founder David Barnett says his headphone cord kept getting tangled.
Went to a local fabric store and glued a couple buttons to the back of an iPhone 3, wrapped my headset around them to prevent the tangling, and then ended up tinkering with different designs.
Pop Sockets now employs nearly 300 people, and they've sold 120 million units in thousands of different designs.
Trendy products or fads, they typically don't come with utility. This has quite a bit of utility. It's why people who started using them 5 years ago still tend to use our product.
Pop Sockets are completely customizable, and you can upload your own image right from their website to make them your own. But it's the company's creativity that keeps them ahead of the competition.
Almost every week we're filing patents and copyrights and trademarks, and then we aggressively defend it. So we spent over $7 million last year defending our IP. We will continue to do so to signal to the market that we take it seriously.
To make sure Pop Sockets are here to stay.
Here's the Denver 7 Pop Socket right there. In addition, when you buy one online, you can pick a nonprofit, and 50% of that sale would go to their cause. So every Thursday, I will highlight another unique and interesting Colorado company. If you know of a business you'd like to see featured in our newscast, be sure to email us. The address is ourco@thedenverchannel.com. The company can be from any industry.
If you're an Xcel Energy customer, you could soon be paying more for your electricity. According to our partners at the Denver Post, the state's largest electric utility company is seeking a rate increase for next year. If it's approved, a residential customer's bill would rise an average of about $4.46, while a typical small business could expect to pay about $6.79 more a month. The last time Xcel asked for an increase was back in 2014. The Public Utilities Commission will hold public hearings on the request. Right now, Colorado's electric rates are nearly 30% below the national average.
Colorado is about to get tougher on scammers and companies with bad business practices. Governor Jared Polis is expected to sign a bill today strengthening Colorado's Consumer Protection Act. The bill makes it easier to prosecute scammers after the first offense and increases the penalties from $2,000 to $20,000 for each violation.
The old law, if you did something and you scammed someone, you lied to them, the most we could do for an individual incident was $2,000. For a lot of companies, they might say, hey, if I get caught, I can afford to pay $2,000. We changed that to $20,000. So it's a meaningful penalty now.
If that person or business scams a senior citizen, the penalty goes up to $50,000. The changes become law immediately after the governor signs the bill today.
The city of Denver is asking senior citizens to give advice to the next generation.
Yeah, pretty interesting here. The project is called Denver's Next 160. It's in honor of Denver's 160th birthday. People over 60 are being asked to write a letter with their words of wisdom.
The city has changed. We had a lot of people move in, but those of us who are younger, who are really taking the mantle of leading the city into the next century, what advice would you give us in terms of our trusteeship of caring for this city?
Mayor Hancock's own mother wrote a letter that included the advice, work to be an asset to Denver by getting the best education you can. Be safe and keep your neighbors safe. Always commit to being helpful to the community and always be respectful to the elderly and the homeless. Letters can be sent to the mayor's office.
This has been your Denver 7 on-demand update. Thanks for joining us.
Make sure you check back here later today for another update and download the free Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. Have a great day.